changes are on the cards for Gauteng today. Panyaza Lesufi expected to be formally elected as the Gauteng Premier today during a special sitting of the provincial legislature. He's indicated that a cabinet reshuffle will follow once the consultations have taken place. Mbali Thethani joining us now from the Johannesburg Central Business District ahead of that sitting. It's hot outside Mbali, but I put it to you, inside the temperatures might be getting even hotter. Tell us about the possible portfolios that could be affected should Panyaza Lesufi decide to play around with the deck tables.
Well, Kole, it is today the beginning of a new era for the Gauteng legislature. And of course, this follows the resignation in which we saw from the former Premier now, David Makhura, and of course now paving the way for Panyaza Lesufi. We know that he has been nominated by his party, the ANC, which has a 50% majority in the legislature, of course, with a voting that is expected to take place at around 12 o'clock this morning. But you're certainly right. The question that we keep on asking, especially to the ANC, when it comes to the cabinet reshuffle, we know that just yesterday we were told by the ANC it is the prerogative of the Premier who will tell us indeed who will be or who will form part of that cabinet. But of course, quite crucial there, Koli, is indeed what will happen to education. A number of residents in Gauteng, that is, basically one of the key portfolios that many will want the answers to. And hopefully we will see that announcement soon. But let's bring in the ANC spokesperson here in Gauteng, Lesego Makubele. Lesego, of course, today is the beginning of a new era for the Gauteng legislature. We know that voting is expected to take place from around 12 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, the end of a prolific tenure of Premier David Makhura, who led the 5th and 6th administrations respectively, and the beginning of a new era for Comrade Panyaza Lesufi, who is also serving as our chairperson of the ANC. We're quite excited for what he brings. The ANC is hoping that he is going to replicate the successes that he brought to the education sector into the entire province of Gauteng. And surely he obviously has a strong foundation to actually continue working from. So because Makhura and those who came before him would have done prolific work, a great strides in pushing against the frontiers of poverty, of unemployment, and also ensuring that there's infrastructural development in the province. So he has a solid base to begin from and to continue with the vision of the African National Congress.
Lesego, a number of residents here in Gauteng were expecting this, for Makhura to be removed sooner. But we only saw this resignation coming out this week. Was Makhura pushed out from his position as Premier?
Well, that is not true. Both statements that the residents of Gauteng would have wanted Makhura to have left sooner, it's not true. That Makhura was pushed out is also not true. I mean, you carried an interview in February already this year where Makhura was speaking to branches and structures of the ANC, where he said to us he's not going to avail himself to serve in the PEC, that he has served us graciously for 22 years, that he served as provincial secretary, as deputy chair, and as premier. He's the longest serving premier in Gauteng, and therefore he indicated his desire that immediately after the newly elected PEC is elected, he's going to walk them through ensuring that there's a smooth, seamless and exemplary transition that is going to take place. And exactly that happened. He made the announcement in February already that he's going to prepare the new leadership to take over, so that this new leadership is able to actually sell its visions to the people of Gauteng. It's able to showcase to the people of Gauteng what to expect in 2024, what are the things that they can tackle, what are the issues that they can resolve, and so forth. So Makhura was not pushed out. In fact, he's the one who compelled us to actually be able to ring in the changes in the province.
And when it comes to a cabinet reshuffle, I know just yesterday, speaking to you yourselves as the PEC, saying to us that it is the prerogative of the new premier who will then usher in his new cabinet. But at the same time, we're told that there are still negotiations with the party, negotiations with alliance partners. How far are those negotiations in us finally seeing this cabinet being announced soon?
We're a process-driven organization, so we will exhaust all internal organizational processes and mechanisms to be able to put up a cabinet. But largely it's up to the Premier. It's his prerogative to put a team that he believes will be able to ensure that the manifesto of the African National Congress is implemented, that will ensure that his vision is realized. So those processes are being exhausted, and he indicated to all of you that it has not even dawned on him as yet that he is the Premier of Gauteng, and therefore he has not yet applied his mind. As soon as he does so, because the work is really daunting, there are urgent tasks that must be performed. There are serious issues that must be looked at. COVID set us back, and therefore we know that the announcement will be soon, so that we are able to then deal with all these outstanding issues that our people are raising.
Soon? How soon is soon?
Very soon. Soon and very soon.
Okay, thank you very much. That is Lesego Makubela. He is the ANC's spokesperson, and as well just giving us an indication in terms of, how far the processes are within the ANC, as well as the negotiations with its alliance partners. But Mbali, we are expecting that announcement of that voting process to begin at around 12 o'clock this morning. And of course, we are expecting then, Panyaza Lesufi to then be ushered in as the new Gauteng Premier. For now,